Right, boys. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to guide prospects into your outbound appointment setting structure. I've already recorded this video once, which is why the notes are already here, but it was too long. I'm going to try and speed up. Two biggest mistakes that I see with beginner outbound appointment setters is there's two things, right? Going overboard with the building rapport, or being the overly salesy guy, dropping big paragraphs and trying to pitch them on the product. Two biggest mistakes that I see in outbound appointment setting. What I mean by overboard with building rapport is that they think they're building rapport, that's why it's in quotation marks, but realistically, they've just lost control of the conversation and they're just bullshitting. They're not even building rapport. They're just straight up just wasting time. An example of this would be, let's say you are a solar company. Maybe you sell solar and you click on someone's profile and you see that they're into the gym and you message them about gym, like how's the gym going? And then they reply to you. Then you message, oh, what's your PB in squat? Or can you give me some gym advice? And you know these type of people, right, where they're just straight up just waste time having a long conversation about something completely irrelevant to what it is you're offering. And this is a massive mistake because it makes it very difficult to recover from that. Once you lose control of the conversation, it's very hard to bring that back and actually book that call. It makes you seem very unprofessional as well. Very slimy and very unprofessional. You're going to piss a lot of people off by just wasting time and then just trying to sell them something on the end, which is completely unrelated. This is a terrible, terrible way to go about your appointment setting. The other type of guy is the opposite. He's overly salesy, for some reason trying to hard pitch you and hard convince you to buy the product. Try to sell the product and not the call. Nobody likes this guy. Overly salesy, every red flag in the book, long paragraphs trying to convince you that this is best for you when you don't even know him, he doesn't know you. Yeah, don't be either of these two guys. So when you're doing your outbound, there's two approaches that you can take. You can either be direct or you are going to be indirect. Obviously, when you're doing cold outreach as an outbound appointment setter, one thing that you need to keep in mind is that they don't know you and you don't know them. They don't trust you. Every time someone messages them, they understand that someone is trying to sell them something or want something from them. So their defenses are going to be high immediately as soon as you message them because they don't know why they're trying to figure out what it is that you're trying to sell them. That's why I absolutely do not recommend doing the direct, like being direct, like, hey bro, reaching out because I have an appointment setting program. Are you interested in buying this? Bro, like, no one's interested in buying this. They don't know me. Even if you offer them the best offer in the world, like I'm going to guarantee you make 10K by tomorrow, otherwise you get your money back. You just sound like a scam, right? You just sound like a scam because they don't know you. If you told your best friend, yo bro, 10K by tomorrow, otherwise, I'll give you a full refund, bro. No risk on your end. Your friend's gonna be like, oh, calm. Like, I trust you. Like, calm. But these guys don't know you, bro. So they're just gonna think it's a scam. That's why you gotta be indirect. But however, if you're indirect, don't be this guy going overboard with the bullshit building rapport. The mindset you need to go into this is relax, chill. You're just trying to see whether these guys would be a good fit. Relax. You're not here to sell anything. Just here to book a call if they are genuinely a good fit. You're trying to help solve their problems. Also, you need to come at this with a very strategic mindset, like you're a chess player mindset. The beta males go overboard with this bullshit building rapport. The alpha appointment setters, we are logical, strategic. Our questions every question we ask has a purpose. Even though we are building rapport, as we're building rapport, we are gathering intelligence at the same time. And with every question, we're leading them one step closer to our final end result, which is booking that call. Every question has a purpose. So this is what you need to do when going about the indirect approach when you're doing your cold outreach. Gather intelligence, strategic chess game. Know your target audience. That's like the biggest thing. You need to know your target audience. I'll give you an example of that, right? So my product is obviously I have an appointment setting program where I teach people to make 5 to 8K through appointment setting and guarantee client in 6 weeks. So I've got an appointment setting program teaching people how to make money through appointment setting. My target audience is men only program. So my target audience is pretty much just young men, 18 to 25-ish. Got some people older than that, got some people younger than that, but around, young men. And I know for a fact that if someone's going to join my program, they need to be interested in escaping the matrix, making money online, all of these things, right? So what do these guys all have in common? Well, I know that if they are trying to make money online, then they are probably into self-improvement. They probably watch some influencers in this whole self-improvement or make money online niche. They probably watch YouTubers like Hamza, or maybe they like Andrew Tate. Maybe they watch Iman Gadji and Alex Hormozy. Maybe they read. Maybe they go to the gym. This is my target audience, right? Because I know if they're a young man trying to make money online, they probably tick all of these boxes. They all share these same characteristics. I know my target audience. And since I know my target audience, I'm able to ask specific questions that I already know the answer to, really. I already kind of know the answer. And by asking these specific questions, I can take them from, okay, here, building rapport. Okay, they're going to answer this question and they're going to go here. Now I know once they say this that I want them to say and that I'm expecting them to say, now I can say this and this and this, and that is ultimately going to bring them to the end goal, which is the booked call. I'm not asking them a question about, let's say I'm trying to sell my self-improvement program, right? I'm not asking them about their photography page and then asking for some photography tips and how long they've been in photography for, and just irrelevant questions. It's not getting me anywhere. It's not doing anything. If I'm trying to sell my program and I ask them about their gym grind, and then from there I can ask them about their self-improvement journey, and from there I can ask them about their site, that have they tried any side hustles. Notice how each question is bringing them one step closer to where I want them to be. I'm not just bullshitting. I'm not just asking random bullshit questions to try and sound nice, try and sound friendly. Because realistically, they know and I know that I don't care about photography. I'm just wasting time. And that's going to piss a lot of people off. A lot of times as well is when people get stuck in this building rapport phase, they obviously, you've lost control of the conversation, right? If you're asking loads of irrelevant questions, you've completely lost control. And as a desperate attempt to try and bring it back on track, after way too long of building rapport, then they'll just switch to this guy, drop a big pitch and try and sell the product. But it's never going to work. So first of all, actually, I just want to say as well, as an appointment setter, especially when you're dealing with cold leads and these guys don't know you, you are not trying to sell anything. You need to make sure your mindset is very clear about that, and make sure they definitely understand that as well. Because if you go in with the mindset that you're trying to sell something, they will pick up on it. You are not selling anything. You are only here to book a free call. That's your job as an appointment setter, to book the call. Sell the call, not the product. Stop pitching these guys. Anyway, so I'm going to show you an example of what, leading them to your outbound appointment setting structure looks like. Your outbound appointment setting structure it's like, I don't recommend having a sales script, but it's sort of like a sales script, like a general idea of like how you want the conversation to go, what sort of questions, etc. So here's an example. If I was trying to sell my alpha setter program, right? How's the gym going so far this year, bro? Again, this is a relevant question. If I'm asking them about photography, that's not relevant. Asking them about gym is relevant because I know my target audience. I know my target audience likely goes gym. And if they go gym, then they're likely on self-improvement. And if they're on self-improvement, then they're likely trying to make money online. I know my target audience. How's the gym going so far this year, bro? A typical answer, yeah, good, bro. What about you? Yeah, things are going sick on my end, G. Always acknowledge what they said. Don't just bombard. Question. You're going to raise every red flag in the book. They're going to run away from you because they think you're trying to interrogate them. Yeah, things are going sick on my end, G. Things are going sick. Calling him G. You need to don't be too formal. Come across as genuine, as man-to-man as possible. Speak to him like you'd speak to your friends. But obviously try and, like, I wouldn't recommend saying stuff like WBU. Like, try and use actually type out your words, right? How long have you been on self-improv for? Improv, I wouldn't say self-improv, but I can't bother to type improvement. How long have you been on set a bad example. Can't be doing that. How long have you been on self-improvement for? I got into this about a year ago, bro. It's going well. Again, I sort of know what he's going to say. And if he doesn't say exactly what I thought he was going to say, either way, I know I'm getting closer to my end goal. How long have you been on self-improvement for? Got into this about a year ago. It's going well. Awesome, bro. Again, acknowledgement. Love to hear that the grind is going strong. Aside from the gym, do you have any other goals for this year? You all know what comes next, right? Again, how long have you been on self-improvement for? The reason I asked this is because he's either going to say, I'm not on self-improvement, which he's not going to say that. He goes, gym. I know my target audience. He's going to give me a time frame. And if he gives me a time frame, then he's confirmed that he's on self-improvement. And if he's on self-improvement, next I ask him about his goals. Why? Because if he's on self-improvement, I already know that he's probably going to be looking to make money online. Because I know my target audience. If you don't know your target audience, then get to know your target audience. Speak to your client. Have a conversation with your client about this and get to know your target audience. Because as an appointment setter, that's something you need to know. So aside from gym, do you have any other goals from this year? And then from there, he's going to tell me his other goals. It's likely going to include make extra money online or start my etc. business or whatever. And boom, I've got him. I can now direct the conversation exactly where I want it to go. If he says, I'm trying to make 10K a month, then I'm going to ask him, okay, what's your plan to do that? What are you doing to try and make that kind of money? If he says, I'm trying to increase my income, I want to earn a little bit more income. Okay, well, what are you currently working on to reach that goal? And since he hasn't yet achieved that goal, then there's a good chance that he still needs guidance. He still needs someone to help him to get there, right? And that's where I come in, and that's where I can offer to book the call to, discuss ways that I could help him out with that, etc. That's how you should be doing your building rapport. Because by asking these questions, yes, you're still building rapport, but you are gathering intelligence. If he's been on self-improvement for about a year, what are your goals? By asking him what his goals are, I'm gathering intelligence. Then once he tells me his goals and I ask him, what have you been trying so far to achieve those goals? Gathering intelligence. And again, it's a chess game. Every single question is leading him closer and closer to where I want him to be. I understand. I already know what he's going to say, but I've just got to get him to say it. And that's called building rapport properly, boys. Not just bullshitting about some random subject. Key takeaways from this video. Don't be overly, don't ask a load of random questions. Try to ask related questions. Don't give big, long pitches in the DMs. You're not trying to sell anything. You just want to book the call. Hopefully, a lot of the guys that I've been outreaching to are watching this video and you don't hate me. Thanks a lot for watching, boys. Hope it helped. Keep grinding.